All right, y'all boys, pre-market buys for you guys here. It's 9:05 currently, and we're forming this last hourly candle before 10. And so, a few things I want to point out. There's really no bearish S&T at all, but as for my bias, I'm gonna say I'm probably gonna be bearish because of the fact that we made this whole move down from the swing high to the swing low, and that ultimately marked out this equilibrium. And we're hanging around here at equilibrium, chopping up. So I think price is going to make its move, market open, and honestly, we could probably decide what we want to do from there. From right here, though, we have this 1 hour right here, this 1 hour high, which seems like we might be where we swept, and I don't know if we will continue downwards. So you can see a strong move down with selling pressure. We're getting a retracement here. We'll see how it ends up forming. Um, Potentially could continue to the downside, but obviously you have to wait for price to develop and see if we can get a valid retracement. This is probably not a trade I'll be taking. I'll probably wait for a little bit more confirmation with my bias to enter, and that's probably gonna be after 9:30. But like I said, I probably will be entering shorts today if I get the opportunity to. But yeah, we are. I looked at the 4 hour, correct, and this is the main thing. We are Yes, we are bearish. So just confirming. So we had these lows down here, or these lows down here, yesterday or whenever it was, and then we closed below them, causing a break of structure to the downside. So now we are bearish on the 4 hour, and even if we're bullish on the 1 hour, that just means it's probably going to be a 4 hour retracement, most likely. So we're bearish on the 4 hour. We made a strong move up to equilibrium up here, and so we mark out our draws on liquidity. And then we look at the 1 hour and so let's see. Okay, so this is a bunch of chop action. Obviously, up here we were bullish. We closed above these highs. We continued on that move. We didn't close below lows. Didn't close below lows. So technically, we are still bullish on the 1 hour. We were still bullish on the 1 hour because we had an unbroken structure back to the downside. And so for bullish on the 1 hour, like I said, that'll probably be like 4 hour retracement. So it'll be something like this. I don't know that we will come up and sweep these 4 hour highs, or at least close above these 4 hour highs. That would be pretty surprising. Um, but we might sweep some sort of buy side right here, come down to one of these draws, and yeah, I'm just speculating at this point. Obviously, I'm not predicting what's gonna happen, but yeah. So just have to wait for this. But yeah, boys, I'll keep you guys posted around 9:30 or when I take a trade. But yeah, that's just a little pre-market bias for you boys. I'll see you guys whenever, again, I end up making a decision around 9:30. Peace. All right, boys, I'll be going over my losing trade from today real quick. Today was a very unsuccessful day, but it's all good, you know. So to begin, right, pre-market, we're bearish on the 4 hour. We broke structure, like I said, and so far, right, like I told you guys this, I was expecting to continue downwards. I was expecting us to have a 4 hour retracement. I guess that's just not what the market wanted to do today. I guess it just wanted to break structure back to the upside on the 4 hour, which is what we ended up doing, right? And that's okay though, right? Because I knew that. I knew that we had broken structure before I entered my trade, and that was my biggest mistake after journaling. And so, yeah, we were bearish on the 4 hour pre-market. We were bullish on the 1 hour. Let's see. We were bullish on the 1 hour. And so, like I said, we were hanging around this area right here. And then market opened, and we get a strong push up from this whole consolidation area right here that we saw. And so market open, we get a push up, and we don't get a reaction necessarily off of, well, good enough reaction off of this liquidity right here. I think it was a 1 hour drawn liquidity. We didn't get enough of a reaction, right? We got a little bit of selling pressure, and we push back above this high, so that's disregarded. We get some good selling pressure here. However, we don't actually get a valid retracement because again we closed above this. So this area is disregarded here, and then we have these 1 hour highs up here also, and so we get a strong push above it, and then we get a good we get some good selling pressure, decent selling pressure. I guess this is another mistake. Honestly, I'm gonna start wanting to see like three candles to the downside, or at least one or two candles closing below our drawn liquidity. Obviously, I'm just saying that's something that I want to test out and look for, because I don't know if this is considered enough selling pressure for me. And so, but after that, we end up getting this whole push up. And so I thought this was going to be my retracement right here, and then we would end up breaking structure on this candle, which we did end up breaking structure. So if we go to 10 a.m. on the 1 minute, we end up seeing that we end up getting a break of structure on this candle right here. So this is essentially where I enter short, and I have my stops either above this fair value gap or up here. Regardless, I end up getting stopped out of this trade. And so also on this 1 minute break of structure, we barely closed below it. So again, I'll probably want to get a little bit more confirmation off a break of structure back to the downside. So number one, we overall, this was my biggest mistake. I went against my bias, right? We had a 4 hour, let me show you guys that. We had 4 hour closure at 10, right? And I ended up entering my trade after 10. After 10, I ended up entering at about 10:02, after like literally 2 minutes after I knew that we had already gotten closure, bullish closure on the 4 hour. So we were bullish on the 4 hour, bullish on the 1 hour, and I decided to enter short. And so that was my overall biggest mistake there. Definitely something to look at on. All these are paper trading, scalping trades, but I'm not going to go over those because those are. I guess I'll go over those in a different video, a different strategy video. But overall, like I was telling you guys, those were my biggest mistakes. We went against our bias on the higher time frames. 4 hour, 1 hour bullish. We entered short. That was a mistake. And then regardless, say we were bearish on the 4 hour and we were bullish on the 1 hour. That's probably a good sign that we're in a 4 hour retracement. So we will continue downwards. Say we were there, and we're trying to apply my strategy to this. If, like I was telling you guys, right, on the 5 minute, I'll probably want to see a little bit more confirmation, more selling confirmation to the downside, in order for us to actually make a play. And so right here, we didn't fully close. We still were partially above on this candle above this drawn liquidity. So like I said, I want to get one or two candles below this drawn liquidity. And one other thing that kind of fueled my bias was that we ended up getting an inverse fair value gap right here. So it's kind of like a break of structure on the 5 minute. And so that was another thing. But yet again, right, like everything about this, most things about this trade today weren't necessarily wrong. The main thing for me is that we were bullish on the 4 hour and we entered short. That in and of itself is enough explanation as to why I ended up getting stopped out today. And so those are my biggest takeaways for you boys. I hope you guys learned something valuable from this video, and I'll see you boys in the next one.